This video explains how to do the general settings as your first time using this software. So once you log in from the admin dashboard, you get this message and you just have to click on OK to take you to the general settings page, where you have to fill all these parameters: class, department, course, and question type and the likes. Just click on OK. So that's the first step. You can see first step here. So scroll down before you do anything. That will work here. Create CBT parameters. You choose your class SS1, for instance, created GSS2, for instance, created GSS3, just the name of the classes you have. So if it is for higher institution, you just for higher institutions to be level, maybe 100 level, for instance, 100 level to 200 level, and so on and so forth. You can use any name, just use a distinct name that will make it clear. Just ensure that anything set up you do here, in as much the moment the student starts using, maybe they've done exam related to all these things, it is not always safe to come back here and delete them, because they are all linked together. So, and after that, you can create term. So I can just say that first term. How to create term? I've selected term. I've created first term. I can say that second term. Have it here. So, and so on and so forth. If it is third term, I will just create third term. So if it is for higher institution, you will just use maybe first semester. So you create, it's the same procedure, nothing different. So after that, you create a list of subjects your students will be doing. So if you must have only have one mathematics, one subject throughout the school. Okay, mathematics, for instance. Now each of those subjects must have their code. You can just give it a code like MAT for secondary level and primary level, but for higher institution, each course or subject has its name and course code. So that one will not be an issue in our institution. But for primary schools, once you enter the subject name, you can just give it a code like math. Just write it save. So you can see mathematics is saved. If I want to add maybe social studies, SOS. So even if GS1 to SS3 are doing social study, you don't need to create separate social study for GS3, GS1 or not. They are using one name. So let me say physics. So I'll just write PHY. So this just an example. Alright, so and so on and so forth. So after that, you have question type. So this will determine how you store your questions, different version of question for each term for different stuff. So type A, you can have type A. So you can, if you don't have any other question, you can still temporarily create type A. So you can use that type A for all the distance. So when you move to another term, you can create another type A set of questions. So after that, you can create result folder. This result folder determines where your students, the type of exam or assessment they are having. Maybe test they are currently doing, the exam they are doing is text 1 for the term or semester. If it is test 2, you just write the name test 2, so it will save and reference to test 2 folder. If it is exam, you just write exam. Once you create this, in the subsequent term or subsequent session, you don't need to come and create it again. You can see it has been created here. So we have a question type, and so by default, if you are just starting, the best approach is having a single question type. So for first term or first semester, all the question will be saving will be type A, because this is your first attempt of using the software. So in the subsequent term, for instance, if this is first term, for instance now, and you have your question in type A, the next session first term, if you don't want to use all the questions that have been previously saved in type A, then you will now come and create question type for type B. and your staff or teachers will set up new set of questions referencing to type B. So that's how the type works. So, and it's very straightforward. So if you want to delete a particular term or anything, it's straightforward to delete it. But it is always advisable that the moment you set this up, be sure of what you have done. Once you have set it up and your students can, if your students started doing exam and you now start, maybe they've done exam in GSS1 class, you now later come back here and delete it, it's not going to allow you, and it will even warn you that some students' answers have been stored pointing to this. So if you delete it, you are telling the software that the students' scores and answers they've done previously is not valid, which is not okay. So the last thing you are going to do here is attach the school information, your logo. Just click on choose school logo, and Windows screen should come up. So anytime it is going to load, I have this. I'll just send you an example. Let me get some pictures here. Let me just say this is our logo, for instance. All right. So we have this. I'll be changing it later. I will just enter the name of our school. Map Press International Schools. So after that, we'll scroll down. I'll enter our address. Super Estate, Shoyoye, Abeokuta. So phone number 7, motto. Alright, so after that, I'll select the session, I'll select the term because we created the term at the bottom earlier. Result folder. First then we do test 1. If it's time for them to do exam, you have to come back here and change it to exam. If it is second test, you can create as multiple folder. I just use this there as an example, so I'll be using test 1. Control results access. This is very clear. If you want the student to see their score after finishing exam, you can pick it, enable it. If you want them to see the exam script, you can show it. If you want the software to shuffle question, you can just include the shuffle exam question and click on save settings. So that's the first thing. Okay, let me just save, and I have it saved. So settings has been saved. So we are through with step 1 process. Thank you.